Welcome, everybody. My name is Amy L. We are here together at 5 Vault Fit for our 45-minute yoga flow today. So as you're ready, have any props nearby, have any comforts nearby. We'll begin on the back today. So when you're ready to get there, we'll make our way down onto the spine. However you'd like to transition. If you prefer a seat, stay seated, but we'll begin warming together, fully reclined if you're joining me. Get your back released into the mat, maybe wiggle hips or the back of the shoulders. You might let the head just soften a little bit left to right. Or honor any other subtle movements that will help guide you towards maybe a breath or two or three in stillness. Noticing the air as the lungs inhale and fill up, and the release of that air as you exhale and breathe out. 2 more breaths here, arriving and noticing. Allowing yourself to step into the 4 corners of your mat, of your practice, and leave anything outside those 4 corners exactly there outside. And as you draw one more inhale, you might begin to also draw in any intentions, a word of gratitude, maybe an affirmation. And on your next round of breath, whenever you find it, the arms might lift to the sky. They might reach overhead if it's okay with the shoulders. Just starting to awaken the arms, maybe extending the legs, lengthening head to toe through your whole body for a big breath in. And then as you breathe out, slowly releasing the arms back down to the side. Let the spine relax a little bit. We'll inhale to bring the right knee in towards our chest. And you choose hands over shin or hands under the hamstring. Whatever the left leg needs to do to support you, whether it's staying extended, maybe a little flex in the foot, or keeping the knee bent if that's preferred for your lower back. Take a breath in, maybe a little squeeze of right knee inward, and a little softening of the knee away from the chest as you breathe out. Take one more, drawing in to inhale, and kind of a neutralizing as you exhale. As your intention shifts to the heel of the foot, we'll slowly start to sweep it up to the sky, like you're stretching a band from your tailbone, from your sit bone to your heel. And as you exhale, you soften the lengthening of that band, the shortening of it. And a few more times here. We inhale, lift it up, find that separation. And that exhale, that slow drawing together, that slackening of the band. We're not going for the biggest stretch here. We are just simply warming again and noticing. So as you find one more inhale to lengthen and reach to ceiling, let the exhale slowly soften and close. Maybe the right hand finds the outside edge of your right shin or right ankle. And we can come into a very gentle half happy baby, which is really just the right knee softening open and towards the right shoulder. If you felt ready to kick the foot up, you could. You absolutely do not have to. In fact, I might encourage you to maybe even shift the awareness to your left hip to see if that's peeling off the earth. If it is, let your left hand ground down. Keep your left side on the earth as you open through the right side knee for one more breath in. And as you breathe out, bring your right knee back to center, back to neutral. You might let it shift over in a very half spinal twist type of variation. It is the start of practice, so take what you need, leave what you don't, unwind and unravel that right side in your way. And as you're ready to, we'll slowly descend the right leg, let it stretch out to meet the left. Inhale, bring the left knee in, again, hugging over the shin or under the hamstring. Taking a breath in here, and letting yourself stay still with that breath. We're finding that soft, subtle movement of that inhale, drawing knees slightly in towards your heart. And that exhale, gently lengthening it away. Letting the movement be a little bit smaller maybe. Whatever the body is guiding you towards or the practice is guiding you towards, take that for one more cycle. Using that last breath out to shift towards a more neutral space. Hands shift where you want them to, and we'll bring our intention again to the left heel. Imagine a band connected from your left sit bone to your left heel. As you inhale, open up, stretch the band, and as you exhale, soften it closed. And this doesn't have to be a perfect movement or motion. Again, we're getting to know the body as it is today, maybe the breath as it is today. So maybe 2 more cycles of breath for you to observe, to take notes. And the next time that your heel finds the hip, we'll soften the leg all the way closed. Stay as you are, or offer the left hand to the outside edge of your left shin bone or ankle. You might start to let your left knee shift towards the left shoulder in that half happy baby progression. And again, choosing, if you care, to send the heel to the ceiling, knowing that you don't have to. Whether you do or not, again, the awareness shifts over to your right hip. Can you keep it grounded to the mat? One more deep breath in. And as you release your deep breath out, let the leg go. Let the arms re-extend and expand. Take any movements that might feel nice as you kind of unravel your left side, whether it's that half spinal twist, maybe a moment to cactus the arms and just swaddle the knees left to right. And when you're ready, we are moving towards a tabletop pose. You can rock and roll on your spine and move through center to find that shape, or you can roll side more gently, taking your time to come up, to find your way, to transition how you like to be through that transition. And as you settle into that space, we'll let the fingertips spread wide, the palms ground down underneath the shoulders, the knees underneath the hips. The crown reaches forward as you lengthen back. Tailbone reaches back, they're just the same. Inhaling, we'll round the spine, find your cat pose first today. And as you exhale, let the belly drop, shine through. If you prefer the opposite breath pattern, exhaling to round, inhaling to soften, you can take that instead. Let your breath guide you into a pattern of opening through the heart, of exhaling to round and open up through the spine, through the rib cage, through the whole back body. The last time, the collarbone smile like it's reaching to the wall in front of you. The palms are slowly pressing and spiraling outward. And last time, we'll exhale to round into cat pose that might scoot it down into your child's pose. Find a nice big stretch as your sit bone reaches to the heels, arms stretching forward, chin slightly into chest so that the reaching and rounding can articulate through the top of the head and crown. Stay here if this feels nice, or take a moment and walk the hands maybe just halfway back to the knees so we're still in this nice rounded shape with our spine. The stance is just a little bit shorter. This might be a little bit more releasing or less releasing, so take the option if you care to. Notice which is serving you best today, and as you choose to stay, you do that, or you soften back with a handprint forward and that slightly longer stance for your child's pose. Let your breath be what stretches the intention from the bottom of your spine to the top, from the sides of your body, top to bottom as well. As you're ready to, we inhale, come right back up, breath in to round, the exhale to soften your cow variation. This time we exhale once more, letting the tailbone soften downward. Guide the hips to the heels. This time you might drag your fingertips all the way back to the knees. Keep that roundedness for a moment if it's not bothersome to have hands on the knees. And with your tailbone lengthening down, the hips reaching upward, the front of your hips reaching upward rather, take one more breath in. And slowly letting all that intention go, we'll let the head and neck stack over the heart. Maybe the arms rise all the way up in your kneeling seat. Exhale, we'll bring the hands right back down, and this is our home base. On building blocks, we'll squeeze the glutes a little bit, squeeze the thighs to the bones, the muscles rather to the bones. We inhale to come up, and then exhale to come down. If you want a little assistance, the hands might come to the hips. We'll hinge at the hip bones and let the breath guide us all the way back down. Take a moment to release, fingertips get heavy. Your next breath in brings you right back up. If you want to take the lift with the hips, please do. And this time as you exhale, as you hinge from the hips, option to keep the arms extended and let this bring you back to your child's pose. Inhale, we drag the fingertips back, lengthening crown upwards, spine articulates with it. Find a moment to pause. Inhale again, reaching one more time, lifting tall, whether we're seated or lifting the seat. And again, exhaling hands to hips or leaving the hands extended, finding that last exhale into child's pose. We'll offer one round of breath in stillness, breathing in. And as you take your breath out, stay. Your next round of breath is going to glide the heart forward like you're a cobra, coming into your cobra pose. The hips will ground, the belly will ground, the chest will rise a little bit. Elbows will be tight to your side. And as you breathe out, let the whole heart come down, maybe one cheek to the mat. Relax the head, the neck, the shoulder blades. Adjust the palms to come underneath the front of the shoulder heads if you need to. We'll take one more breath in to maybe hover the gaze over the center of the mat. Again, re-engage elbows to side body. Let the tailbone lengthen down so it's like the pubic bone is lifting up towards your chest. And let that next breath in lift your head, your heart, just a moment. Breath out with control. We let the back body use strength to come all the way down before tucking the toes, pressing into the palms. Shifting back to one more child's pose or taking your down dog in your time. As you lift into your first down dog, notice if you need to adjust feet, hips width. Maybe walk the hands in if you care to shorten the stance. Playing with stillness or that little bit of movement to open up the back of the legs, of the knees. The length of the heel to the hip, the thigh bone. Press evenly and strong into two hands, all 10 fingertips. And on the next breath out, we'll soften our way to stillness. In our downward dog. Before we come to standing, I offer the option to let the heels lift on the next inhale, not to come forward, but to instead ripple towards a plank pose. Reach through the whole length of your spine. Leave the knees lifted or let them tap down before you find a chaturanga of your choice. And again, finding all that intention we just did from our prone position to lengthen tailbone back, to lift the elbows tight to the side. We inhale, come up to a strong cobra. Lower one vertebrae at a time on the front of the body. And last time, or once again rather, we'll come back through your child's pose or your downward dog. Taking 2 rounds of breath wherever you're choosing to be. And as you're ready to come to the top of the mat, maybe you lift the heels like we just did. Instead, this time letting the knees bend a little bit. And as you gaze forward, keep the eyes forward as you walk one footstep at a time, bringing heels underneath the hips. Knees bend generously if you want them to. Crown shines downward as you let the arms dangle or perhaps catch elbow to wrist. If you feel unstable or a little unsteady in your foundation, let the feet go maybe half an inch wider. And perhaps you find a little sway side to side if that's helpful or available today. Letting the chin tuck to the chest so the crown shines downward, knocking or shaking anything off the shoulders or the head. Taking a deeper breath into the lungs as they find that space that they didn't have a moment ago when we were back on the mat. And as you exhale, feel the air release. Let the arms release. Inhale to your halfway lift. You can let the hands pause at shins, on thighs, or option to let them articulate all the way back if it helps you open the heart. We breathe out, touch down, one breath here, and inhale all the way up. Big reaching breath with the hands as you come to the ceiling. Exhale, brings hands together at heart space. Take a moment. Feel the feet on the earth, maybe a soft bend in the knees. Your tailbone is long and your crown is tall. We'll let the arms soften and take a peek at the feet. If I ask you to come to your pose where you are. If not, I invite you to walk the heels to come a little bit further or closer underneath the hips.
And let the arms extend forward in front of us. Take a breath in and let the arms lift all the way up here. And as you breathe out, we'll sit the hips back, let the arms extend to where they just were. Knees in line with the ankles the best we can. And take a moment as you breathe in. And maybe sit the sit bones back a little bit. Imagine you have a small pillow or block between your inner thighs that you're gently squeezing together. And as you breathe out, let the exhale lengthen your knees, straighten the legs as you fold forward. The legs don't have to be perfectly straight. That's just the destination that they're getting to, maybe. And we inhale once again on the next breath. Find your crown reaching forward. You're softening down as you breathe out. The rooting to rise as you breathe in and up here. Take a big breath. Exhale, brings your hands to your heart, standing evenly centered, weight distributed between 2 feet. We're going to shift that weight to the left foot with the intention of picking up the right heel and maybe finding a tree pose or maybe just staying with the right heel lifted. The progression might be to guide heel to ankle. And then you decide if you want to lift it up. You can use the hand and guide the foot up the leg, but you don't have to. Stay mindful of not pressing into the joint, the heel into the joint. We don't want to do that. But finding a little bit of intention of maybe the calf into the bottom of your foot, bottom of the foot into the calf. If you look down, we're going to go down. But if we stay with our eye gaze about at eye level, that's going to help us balance. Your arms are your branches here. You can let them extend and be playful in the wind. And your standing foot is rooted so deeply. Your roots are just as tall as you are. So imagine all that base, all that foundation holding you still and steady. Inhale, we'll bring the arms up in your time. You can turn the front knee close if it's helpful. We'll bring 2 feet down to the mat, maybe a little bit wider as you take a big breath in. And your exhale folds you forward here. On your next inhale, we're going to lift halfway and lengthen. As you exhale, your left foot will stay forward and your right foot will step back about halfway down the mat. You might line up the heels, heel to heel, or find that slightly wide, but we're coming into a warrior one, so your arms might sweep back. They can stay here or rise all the way up. Maybe the palms meet together. We're going to bend a little bit more intention into the front knee if we can. And notice if it starts pulling forward, can we steer the outer back hip back? Press into your back foot. Find intention in that back inner thigh as it gently tries to reach to the top of the mat. And if you want to stay here, this is again home base one. Option to continue as you swim the arms back with a simple reach, or the option to interlace. Drawing knuckles down as you lift the heart up. And again, home base two. Final option would be to find your humble warrior by pitching forward, letting the crown lengthen. And some days that will look like this. Sometimes it looks like going. But be intentional with it. Just because we can do something doesn't always mean it serves us to do that thing. So not saying yes for the sake of saying yes, but offering an intentional yes and the intentional no when it's appropriate. So as you honor what that is, find what that is for you today. Take one more breath in, shift where you need to, stabilize where you need to. And as you're ready, let the fingertips get heavy, gently lift you up through the heart space. Unravel the hands here as you breathe in and up. We're going to exhale, come down to the earth. As you do so, you might pick up the back heel, front hip, or back hip rather, squares. Let a little weight shift forward so you can lengthen your right leg back. Take a nice big runner's lunge here. If it feels helpful today, take an inhale breath and kind of just invite length from the front heel all the way up through the front hip. And as you exhale, we're going to soften back into that little bend. Maybe once more, like you're playing with a pyramid prep. And as you breathe out, soften back down. 2 hands will find the mat to frame the foot. Or as you know, you can take 2 hands inside, let the foot step back with the body not getting in the way as much. And if you care to find your vinyasa, we take it, or we find the moment to breathe and rest or make our own journey. Shifting back to where you'd like to be for a breath, child's pose, down dog, or anything else. And when you feel ready, we begin that journey forward once again, inhaling to lift the heels, exhaling to soften knees, taking as many steps as it serves you to take to bring 2 feet forward, relaxing in your fold or leaning into the fold or not always relaxing. We'll inhale, lift halfway once again. Exhale to soften down. Root deeply as you rise up. Letting 2 arms reach if you care for them too. 2 hands find the heart. We take a moment to let the head stack over the heart to find our center once again. And as we shift to the other side, or before we shift to the other side, we'll take a moment and again extend arms forward. Take a breath in as you prepare for chair pose. Maybe check in with your feet before you do. And as you exhale, let the hips sink back. Arms extend forward. Intentional reach through the fingertips. Like you're squeezing a block, feel the inner thighs engage. Maybe take an extra sip of air in. And as you exhale, sit a little bit deeper into your chair. Beautiful. Inhale, we root to rise. Exhale, take 1 more forward fold. As you inhale, feel the length in the backs of the legs, helping to prepare you to find your standing tree pose. Releasing on your exhale to your fold. Inhaling to feel your rising spine, your rising heart. Arms can again inhale up. And as you exhale down, start to feel the roots of the right foot planting. The intention of the left heel lifting, knowing you can stay here. Or again, shifting all your weight to the right foot or the other foot. Letting the left toes ground as left heel rests. Or gently finding that slow rise up. Knowing that it's not about the quantity of the pose, how tall you can get, how flexible you can get, but the quality of it. So again, the arms are your branches for you to play with. Let them help you balance. Trees often wobble in the wind, or when they do, they get stronger. So find your, again, strong roots rooting you down. As tall as you are, you have roots that are maybe twice as deep into the earth. Take 1 more breath here. With your intention, we'll breathe out, set the foot down, take a big inhale. Big exhale, fold you forward. Inhale as you'd like to. Using the exhale to find intention in your steady right foot as you step back towards your warrior 1 prep with your left foot. So about a 45-degree angle. Heels line up heel to heel or slightly wider if you need. Arms start to fly back where they can stay in airplane or take the intention to reach all the way up from here. And we find a slightly deeper bend in the front knee. Intention in the front heel, front foot, front thigh bone. And same thing in the back. Outer edge of back foot grounds. There's intention in our back inner thighs. It lifts and lengthens to the top of the mat forward. We stay here at home base 1, or again, take that option to exhale and extend and maybe stay at option 2, or interlacing the fingertips and letting that be option 2. Breath in as the crown lengthens upward and we stay here, or again, exhaling to extend and pitch forward. Knowing that you can change your mind, change the intention, pivot, and move with whatever the flow of the journey has for you today. Let go of the outcome. Say yes to the experience. Take 1 more inhale here. Staying all the way through your exhale. Letting your next inhale bring you all the way back up. Fingertips rise in your time. We're taking the intention to exhale. Let the hands come down to frame the foot. You might pick up your left heel and allow it to spin to the sky as it squares. And stay here for a breath with stillness, or again, the inhale might slowly lengthen from heel to hip, finding that little bit of opening. Before you exhale, let it soften and close. Blocks are a wonderful way to let the floor come closer to you if it feels like you're overextending towards it. So as you take 1 more round of breath here, the next time that you soften the knee down, if you had the props, we'll set them to the side. We'll frame the foot with the hands or take 2 hands inside the foot as you step back to your plank variation. Maybe your Vinyasa variation, that high to low, inhaling to your cobra or your up dog, and exhaling to soften back to your downward dog, your child's pose. Maybe tabletop if you need a happy medium. But 3 rounds of breath to be and breathe and notice stillness or movement. What is calling you today? Knowing that you are welcome to remain here if it feels like your yes. If you're joining me for the next little flow together, let's inhale and rise to our downward dog. Feet about hips distance. Again, the arms, shoulders distance, hands grounded strong. We can step the left foot slightly forward, maybe slightly center, so that we can inhale, lift the right heel up, and find our 3-leg dog from here. Even press in 2 hands, little flex in your right heel as it rises. You might exhale, kick heel to glute, and then maybe inhale, let the right knee lift a little bit. Whatever your range of motion is, honor it. And the next time you exhale, let the knee drive to the belly button, or like it's going to drive to the belly button. And then we're going to take one more inhale, let the hip reopen. As you exhale, we're going to come towards a pigeon pose. So that right knee is going to drive towards the right wrist the best it can. The left leg's going to lengthen long behind the left hip. We can stay lifted in our half pigeon. Prop, pillow, blanket, block under this side if you need it. We're soft down, taking an inhale breath. Have the choice to slowly pitch forward, slowly into a sleeping pigeon if you care to. Resting head on the ground, forearms down. You can use your block to accommodate this as well. Finding the intention of your breath once again, not necessarily changing it, but becoming aware of the expansive inhale and the softening of your exhale. If pigeon pose is really feeling like home for you today, I welcome you to stay. If you'd like to continue on with this side, I'm going to invite you to slowly peel back up towards your half pigeon. If it's available, you might begin to just shift the weight onto the right hip so you're in this single leg posture. So the right knee is pulling into the inner thigh or the groin, whatever's better for you. Left leg is extended, option to bend it if you need. We'll take a big breath in and center even on the sit bones. And as you exhale, let the shoulders soften. Our next inhale is going to take the right arm and lift it up. And the exhale is going to take you into a little side body stretch. Left hand can be wherever it is in front of the either leg, maybe even behind the leg, whatever's supportive for you. But feel length in the spine, however far you're leaning. Taking another breath in here with the option to stay. Or maybe the next inhale picks you about halfway up so that you can turn the heart towards your extended leg and let your side body stretch become a forward bend instead. Again, walk your hands to wherever the supportive point is. Not necessarily the deepest point, but again, the space where you can tend to the breath. Find the big inhale, the shallowing or the softening exhale rather. If you'd like to, for your last round of breath or two, let the inhale ripple the spine like you're taking a halfway lift, and the exhale softens you back into the bend. One more time if you'd like, allowing the spine and the breath to move together like a wave. Letting your last breath slowly peel the spine back up to center. Or if you'd like to, we can take a soft twist to the side. Left hand might reach to right thigh. Again, this is not the biggest twist we've ever taken, but just kind of a softening for the spine. Let your seat come back to center if you're maybe favoring one sit bone over the other. Take a tall sip of air up and down the spine. Final option is going to be to lift your right arm one more time and then take the side body stretch with that arm across in front. If it serves you to stay, please stay. If it serves you to leave, you can leave. But we'll let our last final inhale for this variation. Breathe our right hand outside the right hip. You can take a stargazer stretch from here by letting your left hand rise up behind you. Hips stay down, or you can let them peel up and kind of send the front of the hips forward as you offer a tiny little back bend. When you're ready to take one more inhale here, your exhale is going to soften the hips down. Might reach right hands to left foot if you want one more extension of your breath, of your body. And then it's going to be however it needs to be, but we're going to turn our way back to the top of the mat. So you might just walk around to bring the hands forward, maybe the right knee down. We'll return to our three-legged dog with the right knee lifted for a breath in, maybe a leg extension. Find a big stretch as you press weight evenly into two hands, sending right toes down and switching out to your left side. Inhale, peel left heel up for three-legged dog. Exhaling to guide heel to glute. And maybe inhaling to let your left knee rise a little bit taller. Option to stay here, or you take a breath in. And maybe the next breath out drives that knee just under the belly button. So we're not really moving the arms, just kind of moving at the left hip. Inhale, peels the left hip open one more time. If you want to take that again, we have one more breath to guide that knee just kind of underneath the lower abdomen. Last breath, peels, hip open. And this time we let the knee drive forward in towards our pigeon pose prep. Lengthening the right leg along behind. Sitting the left hip down as you find your half variation. And inhale here. You can go right away into your sleeping variation or take your time of softening towards it if you're softening towards it on this side. And same thing, we have a handful of breaths just to soften and ground, to return to the awareness of the back body as it inhales to inflate and exhales in its natural pattern of letting go. And as you tend to one more breath here, again, there is choice to stay if this feels like home, or choice to slowly rise back to half pigeon on maybe the next breath in, letting the weight kind of rotate and shift so that our hips open back up. I'll shift so we're all on the same side. Right leg extends with the option to bend the knee. We find that breath to center our pelvis, our spine, our awareness. And as you might like to, just taking an inhale to collect the arms up on a breath in, softening it down on a breath out. Inhale, we'll take the left arm up and start to side bend naturally or without that twisting bend, allowing the right hand to place wherever it feels comfortable for you to place it. Inhaling as you let the shoulders stack on top of one another. Exhaling to feel the lengthening, maybe the releasing of your left side body. On the next inhale, we let our spine pick up a little bit so we can turn it over the front leg, let the arms gather forward, knowing it doesn't matter where they meet the body on the way down. If we're up at the hips, great. If we're down at the toes, that's great too. inviting the breath to guide you into what is quote unquote right today, or maybe more so yes today. So on your next inhale, maybe you find that little ripple of the spine forward, and exhaling to soften it down, letting your breath and spine move together like a wave for 1 or 2 more cycles of breath. On your next inhale, we let the tailbone, the sit bones root as the spine grows nice and tall, finding that gentle sweep to the bent side knee. And again, just letting this be a soft, gentle twist. As deep as you want to take it, but it doesn't have to be the most. We'll bring our sit bones back to center, our spine back to center, and that last option here to lift your left arm up and maybe hinge and find that side shape as you reach towards the toes. Let the breath be what helps your body stretch, expand, let go, and release. For 1 more inhale here. As you exhale, we'll stay. And as you inhale, we find that sweep across the sky to set our left palm behind us. Keep the hips grounded if you'd like, and spin your right arm up and over. Or press into left palm, feel that lift of the hips like we did at the beginning of class. Grounding into your strength and your stretch. Finding 1 more breath in. Softening down with intention. And as the hips meet the earth, 1 more time, you might reach your left hand towards the right toes. From wherever you are on the mat, I invite you just to spin 2 legs forward in front of you. So we're not coming back to that pigeon pose, but finding our extended seat where we can just find a breath to let the spine come tall, maybe the breath rise with the arms. As you exhale, hands can come behind you, maybe fingertips spread off the mat. And if this is nice to stay here, we can just lean back a little bit in stillness, or offer a little sway side to side like you're kind of melting and pressing into the palms. You might let the hands pick up each time they press away from the earth, or you can let them stay glued the entire time. When offering any opening for the sides of the neck, maybe neck circles of your own choice, whatever feels safe and healthy for you today. And when you're ready, we're going to return onto our back to where we started. Same deal, however you want to get there, any props you want to have nearby. Let the back just find a breath or 2 or 3 to, again, release into the earth. If it's available today, I might invite you to let the soles of the feet come together, and the knees open like a book. Option to place blocks underneath the thighs or knees if you care to. But invite a little bit of intention between the soles of the feet. Soft little press for 1 breath in. And as you breathe out, release that press. Leave left thigh, leg, and foot where it is. We're going to extend the right leg towards straight, so we're coming into a reclined tree pose from here. You're welcome to slide the foot up or down the leg so it's finding calf or shin or thigh or ankle. If this feels awkward for the low back, you might again take the prop or block underneath the thigh, allowing it a little bit of space away from the floor. And letting yourself adjust any support as you choose. And even though the back of the lungs are on the floor, we can still find a deep breath into them. Invite them to take up space with that gentle compression. Choosing to remain here if you'd like to, or softly picking up the left thigh, left shin, drawing it into half wind pose. And as you take a breath, And let your left arm extend with the option to exhale into your version of a spinal twist on the breath out. You can leave your bottom leg long, but if that feels intense today, let the bottom knee soften. One more breath in. And then as you breathe out, slowly taking your time to come back to center, where you might keep the left leg bent. Let your right leg return to the bend and come back to your reclined butterfly pose. Take a breath in there. And as you breathe out, leaving the right leg where it is, inviting your left leg to extend into half tree. Find support as you might like it. And if you don't care for this posture, that's okay. You might just go right into your spinal twist. And vice versa, if you don't want the spinal twist, you're welcome to stay here. Or after your next round of breath is closed, that final exhale's out. Pick up the right knee, bring it to our center. Take a breath as you open, right arm open. And exhale, soften your right leg over the body. Adjusting your twist or the legs in your twist. To make the pose fit you and not you fit the pose. And taking one more deep breath in. Maybe staying for your breath out. Letting your decenter, maybe 2 feet or 2 knees in for full wind pose. And it's here I invite you to choose any final postures that might fit you best today. Whether it's extending legs up to the sky, happy baby. There's no wrong answer, just what is yours today. And only you know what that is. So invite yourself to be open and try the journey as long as you want to. If and when you feel open to your moment of rest, let yourself unravel in the shape that supports it, maybe limbs long out to your side. Taking one more deep breath in. And letting everything get heavy with your breath out. When the pain becomes unbearable, over and over say thank you. Gratitude is a medicine spirit. As you fill your heart and soul with gratitude, it acts as a painkiller, softening the sharp edges and hard ache of your hurt. It displaces pain with its love tonic. Say thank you for pain as a mysterious architect of your transformation. Thank you for being alive. Thank you for your breath, heartbeat, and body. Thank you for your every moment of being. Thank you for the approaching end of your pain, for the new season of healing and peace. Thank you for sky, earth, water, and sun. Thank you for kindness as it stays in the world. Thank you for all your relations. Thank you for your endless miracles, your infinite journeys, your ceremony of being. Thank you for your sacred blanket and beadwork of blessings. Thank you for the song that comes from your soul, the yearning prayer that is your tender, triumphant heart. Over and over, breathe out, summon your relief mantra, and say, thank you. So as you take another breath in, honoring a thank you with an inhale and an exhale, you are again always welcome to remain in your Shavasana as we close out our time together. And if you would like to join me in inviting your body to slowly awaken, to maybe return to your seat and maybe your intention. With your tall spine and your open heart, take a breath in, lift the arms up, catch the words that brought you here today. Let them land in the center of your heart. And with thumbs to third eye, together we say thank you. Namaste. Thank you all so much for sharing the space in studio or at home. It's lovely to have you here as always. My name's Amy L, and I'll see you all next time. Thank you guys. You're welcome.